Hello viewers, in this video I will share everything you need to know about Battlefield 5 in 2024. When Battlefield 5 came out in 2018, it had its fair share of problems. At that time, it fell short of the expectations laid out by its predecessor Battlefield 1. The game was half-baked, had some decent ideas but seemed rushed. A lot of the players reported game-breaking bugs and graphical glitches, while some enjoyed it then as much as they do now. Marketing and trailers were far from accurate given the setting of World War II. Notoriously, a woman with a prosthetic arm was shown in one of the trailers for the game. 6 years later, in 2024, it is the most popular battlefield in the series, followed by Battlefield 1 and then 2042. In this video, I will be evaluating the state of the game and whether or not it's worth your time. I'll cover aspects such as graphics, gameplay, the hacking problems, and the performance of the game. Let's start with the gameplay. The game had a messy launch in 2018, but the core gameplay was never one of the problems. Overall gameplay is quite solid despite its age. Gunplay is solid, sniping is satisfying, and the game is filled with moments that feel cinematic. Maps are diverse and offer different kinds of playstyles, ranging from intense frontline infantry battle to long-range sniping. Tanks and planes continue to give us moments that are worthy of being called only in Battlefield. Destruction adds another layer to the gameplay and makes it way more fun. I personally love destruction in Battlefield games. I do not know why it was so toned down in Battlefield 2042. It makes the game feel unique and give a feeling of realism. Moving on to the game mods. Conquest and Breakthrough are very active in the game. You will have no problem finding lobbies filled with players in these game mods. You will also be able to find the occasional team deathmatch and rush. Unfortunately, operations are not that popular in Battlefield 5. It's a shame really because I really enjoyed them. They were not as good as the operations of Battlefield 1. Still, they were fun in my opinion and allowed for long play sessions. They're not completely dead, but they're not as popular as Conquest and Breakthrough. Not even close. But what is dead is Firestorm. You'll be lucky if you manage to find a game after very long wait times. If you want to try the single player mode, the game does feature war stories. If I had to recommend one, I would recommend The Last Tiger. It's not that long, but it is very good. Now let's move on to the graphics. 6 years later, the graphics are really holding up well. There is no question that the game looks absolutely gorgeous at times. The textures, character models, gun models, effects are really aging quite well. In my opinion, this is the best looking Battlefield game, even better than 2042, which in some maps looks better, but in others it looks toned down. Though the graphics are very impressive, I personally love the atmosphere of Battlefield 1. It looks at times a little bit too bright and vibrant for my liking, whereas Battlefield 1 looks more gritty and dark. Some maps do capture the dark and gritty feeling of war, while others at times they look too bright like Rotterdam. All in all, it must be said that the game is still graphically stunning. Let's move on to the performance of the game. I have found the game to be very stable. I have hardly encountered any bug or graphical glitch of any real significance really. The game is not that demanding on the hardware as well. If you have something like a GTX 1060 or a RX 580, you will have a very good experience with the game. You can also enjoy ray traced reflections if your graphic card can allow it. Moving on to the big problem facing Battlefield 5, which are the hackers. Hackers have been plaguing the game for a long time on PC now. I'm not aware about the situation on console. When I personally played it on my PlayStation 4, I had a very good experience with the game. I did not encounter any hacker, but this was 4 years ago in 2020. The hacker situation was quite bad before the introduction of the new anti-cheat by DICE in April of 2024. The problem still persists, but it is not as bad as before. I have gone through a lot of the games without encountering a single one, but then have played continuous games in which I encountered blatant cheaters. Notable one being someone was using a redeployment hack on a DICE official Chinese server. I managed to capture footage of a guy who was speed hacking, and another one who was on my team and God knows what hacks he was using. But keep in mind that all of these instances happen on DICE official servers. The percentage of hackers and fishy players is greatly reduced in the community games, but they still make their way there as well. Some community servers are very active, and you can report someone who is hacking or someone you suspect of hacking on Discord. If you are experiencing hacking problems, then I do recommend that you try community games and try to report hackers or someone you suspect of hacking on Discord. This does not completely eliminate the problem, but it does help a lot. Now let's talk about the player base. As I mentioned earlier, it is the most popular Battlefield game on Steam, not taking into account the console players and those who have purchased it on other platforms such as the EA app like myself. The game is very active, and you will have absolutely no problem finding a server filled with players. I see a lot of new players in my lobbies as well. I myself am a relatively new player on PC as I used to play on my PlayStation before. So if you are a new player or you are someone who is looking to buy the game, then you should know that you will find a lot of players who have just started their Battlefield journeys like you. Battlefield 5 in 2024, in my opinion, is very underrated. The game gives the most definitive Battlefield experience in 2024. You may run into the occasional hacker problem. In order to tackle that, I strongly recommend playing on the community servers. But other than that, the gameplay is very fun, graphics are stunning, and the game is very active. If you are someone who is a fan of the Battlefield formula or are looking to try out Battlefield in 2024, then this is the game for you. The game has received numerous updates from its messy launch and is in a very good state in 2024. If you are someone who is looking to purchase the game right now, then I 100% recommend you to do so. If you are an old player who is looking to return or was looking into the state of the game in 2024, then I 100% recommend you to play the game. Taking all things into account, the game is quite good in 2024 and gives the best Battlefield experience. I hope you all have a very good day, and thank you very much for watching.